Good morning, everyone. I'm Long Beach Mayor Rex Richardson. Thanks for joining us for our weekly live stream where we provide updates on our homelessness emergency. Today, I'm joined by Benjamin Koska, a medical provider with one of the city's partners, Healthcare in Action. Now, last Friday, we shared a big announcement about our city's interim housing expansion. We announced the acquisition of a new permanent ongoing shelter facility, which was identified as one of the short-term goals established at the start of the local emergency on homelessness on January 10th. This evening, the City Council will consider the acquisition of the Long Beach Rescue Mission property on Anaheim to serve as a permanent year-round shelter for people experiencing homelessness. This is a big deal. It's a game changer with many benefits. Each year, our city goes through a months-long siting process to identify a location for our annual winter shelter program. The purchase of this site will establish a permanent space for the annual winter shelter program and increase access to interim housing and reduce the time for setup each winter. So we're able to get the winter shelter open faster, and we'll have opportunities within the other months that are not winter. Now, ultimately, it will connect people to permanent housing for people experiencing homelessness, and this important milestone for our city would not be possible without the shared vision and commitment of LA County Supervisor Janice Hahn, our councilwoman in the 1st District, Mary Zendejas, who stepped up to show leadership, and our partners at the Long Beach Rescue Mission, and of course, our dedicated health department, city staff, and our community. When we decided to explore this opportunity, I called the County of Los Angeles to ask for their support in this crucial acquisition, and they stepped up and answered the call. They offered to match our $6.7 million commitment with a $6.5 million commitment of their own, essentially a dollar-for-dollar match to our city's local investment. The costs include both the acquisition of the site as well as the cost for site improvements to ensure that this is a comfortable and healthy experience for the residents. So I want to personally thank Supervisor Janice Hahn for stepping up and for your partnership, and the City Council will vote to finalize this important proposal this evening. Now, on to today's topic. The city has many partners that play important roles in serving people in our community experiencing homelessness. They're instrumental in the work that we all do collectively. And through close collaboration with our partners, we can achieve effective long-term change and equitable access to services that our residents need. Now, Benjamin's here today with us to discuss Healthcare in Action's innovative approach to physical and mental health care called street medicine. So, Benjamin, thanks for joining us. Again, we do this every Tuesday at 11 o'clock, and I was hoping that you could just share with us some of your insights of the great work that you and your team do here in Long Beach.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm thrilled to be here today and to talk about Healthcare in Action. I've been a medical provider for 10 years, and I've dedicated all of those years to expanding healthcare to our most vulnerable community members. I've been with the Healthcare in Action team for a year and a half, and in my role as a physician assistant and as the Regional Director of Clinical Operations, I directly address the growing needs of people experiencing homelessness in our community. Accompanied by my clinical team, we serve the medical needs of our patients on the streets of Long Beach. My colleagues and I strive to ensure that our program addresses the root causes of homelessness and to navigate our patients to a healthier and more sustainable existence. Healthcare in Action, or HIA, is a nonprofit organization and a member of SCAN Group, specializing in housing people experiencing homelessness across all of California.
Great.
HI uses innovative approaches to care for our patients by addressing the most common factors that affect them. This includes offering full-scope primary care, addiction treatment, mental illness treatment, mental and behavioral therapy, as well as a wide variety of social services, including housing navigation and housing tenancy support.
Great.
By contracting with Medicare and Medicaid, as well as hospitals and health systems, we serve those who are unhoused through the street medicine model specifically. This approach means that we can meet people on the streets where they are, under a bridge or a shelter or in the car, and support the needs that they have.
So, no, that's great. So street medicine, if someone is having a challenge finding housing, getting to the doctor may not be the number one priority. And so this model of street medicine, I'm glad that it's deploying resources and helping people and meeting them, as you said, where they are. That's great. So innovative approaches to essentially ensuring that we have lasting change. So how new is the street medicine model, and why do you think that it's an important part of the mix?
That's a great question. Street medicine has been around for a while, but it's fairly unique in the way that we are providing it in the Long Beach community. So by meeting the people where they are, not only do we get to administer the care with more immediacy, but we get to use the opportunity to build relationships and trust with the community that we serve, and that rapport is essential.
Absolutely.
Specifically, by meeting patients on the street in the street medicine model or mobile healthcare model, we significantly reduce the traditional barriers to care within, like making an appointment with a doctor at a brick and mortar clinic. We bring all of the services that we offer, medical care, social services, that are required directly to the patient, developing that rapport and that trust building. These relationships are vital to the work, and it's the idea and the heart behind what we do.
I appreciate that, and I think that that's true. We've seen time and time again that in order to better serve our neighbors on the street, we have to build trust. And that has to be the secret ingredient of all of our strategies. I hear you also have a couple stories about clients that you might want to share, clients that you've worked with, so maybe you can share a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely, thank you. One of our patients was a young woman who had been experiencing homelessness since she was a preteen. Her story depicts the tremendous power of the services that we facilitate and the strengths of our relationships within the Long Beach community and our partners. She had experienced numerous tragedies and traumas early in life, chemical dependency, living with mental illness. When we met her, she was suffering tremendously. She had a bench warrant for her failure to appear in court.
Okay.
She lacked access to food, was recently released from jail, had multiple psychiatric hospitalizations, and was frankly pretty destitute. With medical stabilization provided by our physician assistant and our nurse, social services that were rendered by our peer navigators, community health workers, and support from our partners at the Multi-Service Center, as well as other community partners, she was successfully stabilized.
Right.
And currently, she is in a substance abuse recovery.
Fantastic.
She is consistently taking her medications. She is meeting with mental and behavioral health services. She is engaging in psychiatric treatment and has been living in permanent, sustainable housing for several months now.
That's incredible. Incredible.
And another patient that comes to mind is a young woman who was referred to us by the Multi-Service Center. She was a young woman living on the riverbed. She was referred to us because there was a possibility of a pregnancy.
Okay.
And with our mobile health van and our mobile street medicine techniques, we went out and we visited her. We had a mobile ultrasound machine, and we were able to detect the baby's heartbeat and show the mother the very first images of her daughter's face.
Wow.
Which was pretty
Powerful.
moving. Yeah. We then provided the prenatal care, referred her to an obstetrician, and provided services throughout her pregnancy until she ultimately delivered her daughter and gained shelter. And just to kind of recap, my colleagues and I are just absolutely honored to be entrusted with the health care and well-being of our homeless friends and neighbors. And our organization believes firmly in the mission of meeting people where they are and providing services that shepherd and advocate for the lives of those who are the most vulnerable. And we have a variety of dedicated and passionate staff, including the community health workers that I mentioned, peer navigators. They both have lived experience and a specialized knowledge in navigating the various housing systems with grace. So, Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for this opportunity to discuss our organization and provide our community with the needed resources.
And Benjamin, I'll tell you, this is our work. This is what this moment demands, that we as a city prioritize this focus, that we're clear with the community that this isn't something that's going to be solved overnight, but there is hope. We've seen throughout throughout history, moments where we've had to deal with extreme need, substance use, homelessness, and we know that this will pass, but we can learn lessons from the past on how we show up in this moment. We have to work together. We have to build trust. We have to make sure that we remain hopeful that people will come out of this and that their life has value and has worth. We as a city can continue to save lives if we continue to work together with folks like you. So thank you for coming here today and sharing all the incredible work that you and Healthcare in Action do. I want to publicly thank Healthcare in Action, our partner on street medicine, in their efforts in caring for and supporting our community. You can learn more about them by visiting healthcareinaction.org. We're always looking for new opportunities to work with partners in our community. If you're interested in partnering with the City of Long Beach to assist in serving people experiencing homelessness, you can fill out our Community Partnerships Interest Form by visiting longbeach.gov/homelessness. So thank you all for joining us again, and now we'll proceed to interpretation in Spanish and Khmer. Thank you.
Buenos días a todos. Gracias por acompañarnos para nuestra transmisión en vivo semanal, donde brindamos actualizaciones sobre nuestra emergencia de personas sin hogar. El alcalde de Long Beach, Rex Richardson, estuvo acompañado por Benjamín Casca, un proveedor médico de uno de los socios de la ciudad, Healthcare in Action. La ciudad tiene muchos colaboradores que sirven a las personas de nuestra comunidad sin hogar. Son fundamentales en el trabajo que hacemos. A través de una estrecha colaboración con los socios, podemos lograr un cambio eficaz a largo plazo y un acceso equitativo a los servicios. Benjamín compartió el enfoque innovador de Healthcare in Action para la salud física y mental llamada Medicina en las Calles. Ben ha sido proveedor médico durante 10 años, todos los cuales los dedicó a expandir la atención médica a los miembros más vulnerables de nuestra comunidad. En su papel como médico auxiliar y director regional de operaciones clínicas, aborda directamente las crecientes necesidades de las personas sin hogar en nuestra comunidad. Acompañados por un equipo clínico, atienden las necesidades médicas de nuestros pacientes en las calles de Long Beach. Healthcare in Action, o HIA, es una organización sin fines de lucro y miembro de SCAN Group, que se especializa en brindar vivienda a personas sin hogar en California. HIA utiliza enfoques innovadores para cuidar a sus pacientes al abordar los factores más comunes que les afectan. Esto incluye ofrecer atención primaria de alcance completo, tratamiento de adicciones de enfermedades mentales, terapia mental y conductual, así como una amplia variedad de servicios sociales que incluyen navegación de vivienda y apoyo para el arrendamiento de vivienda. Al contratar con Medicare y Medicaid, así como con hospitales y sistemas de salud, atienden a las personas sin hogar a través del modelo de medicina en las calles. Este enfoque significa que pueden conocer a las personas donde están, ya sea en la calle, debajo de un puente o en un refugio, y ofrecerles la atención y el apoyo que necesitan. Al conocer a las personas donde están, no solo pueden administrar la atención con más inmediatez, sino que también podemos aprovechar esta oportunidad para desarrollar relaciones y confianza con la comunidad a la que servimos. Y estas relaciones son vitales para este trabajo. Uno de nuestros pacientes era una mujer que había estado sin hogar desde que era preadolescente. Con la estabilización médica brindada por nuestro médico auxiliar y enfermera, los servicios sociales brindados por nuestros compañeros navegadores y el apoyo de nuestros colaboradores en el Centro de Servicios Múltiples y varios otros colaboradores, ella se ha estabilizado con éxito. Actualmente, ella se encuentra en recuperación por uso de sustancias. Se reúne constantemente con los servicios de salud mental y conductual, toma sus medicamentos, participa en un tratamiento psiquiátrico y ha estado viviendo en una vivienda sostenible permanente durante varios meses. Queremos agradecer a Healthcare in Action por sus esfuerzos para cuidar y apoyar a nuestra comunidad. Puede obtener más información sobre ellos visitando www.healthcareinaction.org. Siempre estamos buscando nuevas oportunidades para trabajar con colaboradores en nuestra comunidad. Si está interesado en asociarse con la ciudad para ayudar a las personas sin hogar, puede llenar nuestro formulario de interés de asociaciones comunitarias visitando a www.longbeach.gov/homelessness. Gracias por estar con nosotros. Ahora pasamos a la interpretación al camboyano.
Pasam chimri su bong pon tang akhnia som okon bong pon ដែលបានចូលរួមតាមដានស្ដាប់និងទស្សនាការផ្សាយផ្ទាល់ប្រចាំសប្តាហ៍របស់យើងតាមរយៈការផ្សាយផ្ទាល់នេះបងប្អូនបានជ្រាបដំណឹងថ្មីនិងចុងក្រោយអំពីបញ្ហាបន្ទាន់នៃភាពអនាថានៅទីក្រុងឡុងប៊ីចរបស់យើងបាទថ្ងៃនេះលោកអភិបាលក្រុងឡុងប៊ីចលោក Rex Richardson មានវាគ្មិនមួយរូបគឺលោក Benjamin Kaska សំទោសដែលជាអ្នកបម្រើសេវាផ្នែកវិទ្យាសាស្ត្ររបស់អង្គការសកម្មភាពថែទាំសុខភាពឬហៅជាភាសាអង់គ្លេសថា Healthcare in Action ដែលជាដៃគូមួយរបស់សាលាក្រុងឡុងប៊ិចយើងដែរលោកបានចូលរួមជម្រាបព័ត៌មានផ្នែកនេះជូនបងប្អូនជ្រាបបាទសាលាក្រុងឡុងប៊ិចមានដៃគូជាច្រើនដែលជាអង្គការដែលបម្រើប្រជាពលរដ្ឋយើងនៅក្នុងស្ថានភាពអនាថានៅក្នុងសហគមន៍របស់យើងអង្គការទាំងនេះដើរតួសំខាន់ណាស់នៅក្នុងការដែលពួកគាត់ជួយដោះស្រាយវិបត្តិនៃភាពអនាថារបស់យើងដោយមានកិច្ចសហការគ្នាយ៉ាងស្អិតល្មួតជាមួយដៃគូទាំងនេះយើងអាចសម្រេចបានលទ្ធផលជាវិជ្ជមាននិងប្រកបដោយប្រសិទ្ធភាពនៅក្នុងការផ្តល់សេវាទាំងសេវារយៈពេលយូរអង្វែងសម្រាប់បងប្អូនអនាថារបស់យើងដើម្បីឲ្យពួកគាត់ទទួលបានការយកចិត្តទុកដាក់ឲ្យបានសមស្របគ្រប់គ្នាលោក Benjaminបានជម្រាបជូនបងប្អូនអំពីវិធីសាស្ត្រប្រកបដោយការច្នៃប្រឌិតរបស់អង្គការសកម្មភាពថែទាំសុខភាពនៅក្នុងការផ្តល់សេវាថែទាំសុខភាពទាំងផ្លូវចិត្តនិងផ្លូវកាយដល់ជនអនាថាបាទវិធីសាស្ត្រនេះហៅថាឱសថតាមថ្នល់ឬក៏ street medicine លោក Benjamin ធ្វើការជាអ្នកផ្ដល់សេវាវិទ្យាសាស្ត្រនេះអស់រយៈពេល10ឆ្នាំមកហើយនៅក្នុងរយៈពេល10ឆ្នាំមកនេះលោកប្រឹងប្រែងធ្វើយ៉ាងណាពង្រីកសេវាថែទាំសុខភាពទៅដល់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋដែលងាយរងគ្រោះជាងគេនៅក្នុងសហគមន៍របស់យើងបាទនៅក្នុងមូលនិធិជាជំនួយការពេទ្យផងនិងជានាយកប្រចាំតំបន់នៃប្រតិបត្តិការផ្នែកវិទ្យាសាស្ត្រនេះលោកបានដោះស្រាយចំគោលដៅនិងដោយផ្ទាល់ចំពោះតម្រូវការកើនឡើងរបស់ប្រជាពលរដ្ឋដែលជាជនអនាថានៅក្នុងសហគមន៍របស់យើងបាទអង្គការរបស់លោកមានក្រុមការងារផ្នែកវិទ្យាសាស្ត្រដែលចុះផ្ដល់សេវាបម្រើទៅតាមសេចក្តីត្រូវការផ្នែកថែទាំសុខភាពរបស់អ្នកជំងឺរបស់យើងនៅតាមដងផ្លូវនៃទីក្រុងឡុងប៊ិចរបស់យើងអង្គការសកម្មភាពថែទាំសុខភាពឬហៅកាត់ថា HIA នេះគឺជាអង្គការសង្គមស៊ីវិលដែលមិនរកប្រាក់កម្រៃនិងជាសមាជិកនៃក្រុមអង្គការ SCAN ដែលមានជំនាញឯកទេសខាងផ្ដល់សេវាលំនៅឋានជូនប្រជាពលរដ្ឋផងនិងដែលជាអ្នកជនអនាថានៅទូទាំងរដ្ឋ California យើងនេះតែម្ដងអង្គការសកម្មភាពថែទាំសុខភាពនេះគឺប្រើប្រាស់វិធីសាស្ត្រប្រកបដោយភាពច្នៃប្រឌិតនៅក្នុងការផ្ដល់សេវាថែទាំសុខភាពដល់អ្នកជំងឺរបស់ខ្លួនដោយពួកគេផ្ដោតសំខាន់ទៅលើកត្តាងាយបំផុតដែលនាំឲ្យមានផលប៉ះពាល់ដល់បញ្ហាសុខភាពនោះបាទវិធីសាស្ត្រផ្ដល់សេវាដែលចំគោលដៅទាំងនេះគឺរួមមានការផ្ដល់សេវាថែទាំសុខភាពបន្ទាន់និងចាំបាច់និងចម្រុះនឹងការព្យាបាលអ្នកញៀនថ្នាំព្យាបាលអ្នកជំងឺផ្លូវចិត្តព្យាបាលអ្នកមានវិបលាសស្មារតីនិងរាងកាយព្រមទាំងផ្ដល់ជូននៅសេវាសង្គមចម្រុះច្រើនមុខផ្សេងទៀតផងដែរបាទលើពីនេះពួកគាត់ផ្ដល់សេវារកលំនៅឋានជូនប្រជាពលរដ្ឋអនាថានិងជួយដោះស្រាយបញ្ហានៅពេលដែលកើតឡើងនៅក្នុងអំឡុងពេលដែលជួលអគារស្នាក់នៅផងនោះ បាទម្យ៉ាងវិញទៀតអង្គការនេះមានកិច្ចសន្យាជាមួយនឹងផ្នែកផ្ដល់សេវាធានារ៉ាប់រងសុខភាពដូចជា Medicare និង Medicaid និងជាមួយនឹងមន្ទីរពេទ្យនិងប្រព័ន្ធសេវាសុខាភិបាលជាច្រើនទៀតដើម្បីបម្រើសេវាជូនប្រជាពលរដ្ឋដែលគ្មានផ្ទះសម្បែងបាទសេវាទាំងនេះមានផ្ដល់ជូនតាមរយៈវិធីសាស្ត្រនៃឱសថតាមថ្នល់នោះឯងបាទតាមវិធីសាស្ត្រនេះពួកគេបានជួយប្រជាពលរដ្ឋគឺជួបដោយផ្ទាល់គឺអ្នកដែលមានបញ្ហាគឺជួប